Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily AMG. Today I am bringing you a book haul. This is going to be a super massive book haul because it's going to be the books that I have purchased since my last book haul in January, early February. And also my friends at the library had a book sale last week. Yeah. So we'll start with those and we will start with fiction. I'm just getting into this because, yeah, and I have books everywhere, so you may see me pulling from like different areas because I am redoing my bookshelves. I've got some new bookshelves coming in and I've run out of space, which to me is a great problem to have, but to my husband, he just shakes his head and says, "Oh, Amanda, when will you stop the purchasing of the books? When I have them all, I'll let you know." Alright, let's get into this. So the first one that I picked up is The Life She Wants by Robin Carr, and I am 82% sure that I have read this. So paperbacks were 50 cents and hardbacks were $1, so I didn't put a lot of thought into like, have I read that, have I not? There wasn't a lot of thought process into whether or not I should purchase, is basically what I'm saying. It was pretty much just, yeah, give me all the books. Next is Best Friends by Martha Moody, and I've seen this a lot. I think it came out a while ago, probably when I was in high school even. So I saw it and thought, oh, I've seen that a lot in my life or whatever, these last, 15 or so years. So again, not a lot of thought process on whether or not to purchase. So I'll just stop saying that now. Next up, I have 16 Burdens. And it just starts out with hypnotic beauty, bewitching charisma, serendipitous humor. Yeah, and then it says, it's the golden age of Hollywood and everyone has a talent. Yeah, duh. Put it in my cart. Next we have, I believe this is like the third or fourth of this series. This is called Messenger of Truth, and this is a Maisie Dobbs book. And these have just kind of been on my radar, and even though it wasn't the very first one in this series, I decided to pick it up anyway. The next one I have is What the Dead Know by Laura Lippman, and one of my girlfriends had actually asked not too long ago if anybody had read any Laura Lippman, and I believe our book club next month is going to do Laura Lippman's Sunburn. So I saw this and thought, oh, well, I'll have another Laura Lippman if I love what we read next month. So, story collections. The first one is Einstein's Beach House. This is a collection of stories by Jacob Apple, and it just sounds, it says, a couple adopts a depressed hedgehog, a stranger shows up claiming to be the father of a girl's imaginary friend, a woman kidnaps her ex-husband's turtle, a family is evicted from their home, but was it really even ever theirs? Heartbreaking and hilarious, the 8 stories of Einstein's Beach House examine how we deceive ourselves and others, all to arrive at something far more real. Sign me up. The next is a collection of stories. It's basically matchups. So I think you're going to have characters from each of these authors matching up with, you see what I'm saying? I have read some of C.J. Box, Sandra Brown, Lee Child. I love Lee Child, Karen Slaughter, Lisa Jackson, J.A. Jance. Yeah, there's basically, if you are into the mystery genre, done. Next up is a collection of poetry that was curated and selected by Caroline Kennedy. So if you've paid any attention here, you know that I have a massive interest in the Kennedys. So, okay, I think that is all for fiction and collections etc. Next up are some nonfiction. First, I have Brain on Fire. I actually have this on Audible, but I don't know. This says soon to be a major motion picture. Maybe I totally missed that, or maybe I got it as an Audible deal of the day because it was turning into a movie, but maybe where I'm at, we just never got that movie. I'm usually pretty good at knowing what's coming out and what's going on, but I may have totally missed this one. So I grabbed this because, again, 50 cents. And sorry, that stack. Whew, these stacks are getting a little scary. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I'm like, so. Okay, the next two are biographies. This one is Ian Fleming's personal memoir. I love Ian Fleming. I have a few books on him, by him, and of course, I have quite a bit of his James Bond novels because so good, so good. And the next one is a biography of Truman Capote. I recently, well, I'll do a whole video on Capote because that's a lot. That's a lot for me to talk about while we're right now just trying to do a book haul. Okay, the next book that I got that will take us into all of the history books that I accumulated. This is called A Treasury of Great American Scandals, and this is tantalizing true tales of historic misbehavior by the Founding Fathers and others who let freedom swing. I like how it's like, but that ain't his arm. So good. Can't wait. The next one that I picked up is The Devil in the White City. This is by Erik Larson, and I'm fairly certain I already own this book. But that's okay because I'm super intrigued by this. I've heard that it is outstanding. This is about the 1893 World's Fair, which came to Chicago. There was also a serial killer on the loose during this time, and Erik Larson goes between like the building and conceiving of the World's Fair in Chicago, how it, how that like influenced things to today, and also, of course, the murder start to finish and that kind of thing that were going on at the exact same time. It just sounds like two things I really have interest in. I don't know. It just sounds really good. If you're into serial killer stuff or true crime, however you want to say that, but also history and especially like the making of our country, because I mean, the World's Fair, that was a huge deal for America at that time. And so I'll let you know when I'm done. Okay. Oh, I have to move some books around because I need to get back to this. Okay, so next up I have Ron Sharon's Alexander Hamilton. I'm listening to this on audio, but when I saw it for $1, duh, I had to get it. I had to get it. Next, I have America's Women, 400 Years of Dolls, Drudges, Helpmates, and Heroines. So that sounds fantastic. Totally up my alley. I'm going to do these opposite. So this is 1848. This is the year of, it's called Year of Revolution in America. And then 1789, and that is the threshold of the modern age. And then the next two I have are art related. So I have this big compilation of art, and then My Adventures as an Illustrator by Norman Rockwell, which is one of my favorite artists, illustrators. And this is actually As Told to His Son, which I thought was really special and cool. So I will add those 2 volumes to all the art books that I have. And yeah, and I will not stop buying books. So yeah. And then the next from Book of the Month Club, I have Kristen Hanna's The Great Alone, which sounds outstanding. It takes place in the 70s in Alaska. So, yep, ticking some boxes there. This is Other People's Houses. It kind of sounds like a Liane Moriarty kind of storyline of you have something that happens that affects a community, or at least like a close-knit group of couples and a town. So yeah, definitely sounds excellent. And then I have The Last Equation of Isaac Severy, and this just sounds really good. A novel in clues. Who doesn't love that? So yeah, that's my February/March book haul. And I did it in less than 11 minutes. So after I edit this, maybe it'll be under 10. Can you even believe? I've done some really short videos here lately. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But not at all. But maybe. I hope you'll have a great rest of the week. Bye!